Superstar.
What's going on, everybody? This is Superstar O here, and thank you once again for tuning in. I say that in the beginning of every video, and you already know I definitely mean it 1,000 times over. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the products when they come out, or whatever it is your support is that you do. I greatly appreciate it, as usual, from the depths of my soul. Now, I am super excited, super geeked up to finally bring you guys this product that has literally been in the works for months. I mean, it does take a long time to make preset banks, drum kits, all that type of stuff. Any products we put out, they take a little while to make because we put a lot of time, effort, and care into them, as you all can hear when you pick them up. They might be low priced, but they're always top-notch quality. Now, with that being said, some of them, of course, are going to take longer than others, but some are going to take a very long time, which is this one right here. This is, I would say, probably the biggest, at least in the top. It's in the very top of some of the biggest releases IndustryKits has ever released. We've been around for over 2 years now. And this is a very exciting one for me. This is a release called Superstar O Pro Drumz Kontakt Library, or SSO Pro Drumz Kontakt Library. Now, this is made in conjunction, or in collaboration with both me and a company called True Urban. Now, True Urban, if you don't already know about them, is a really nice company as well. They make beautiful, top-notch quality user interfaces, which that is, if you don't know, what you're looking at when you use Kontakt. So when you open up a preset bank inside Kontakt, you know how it looks all crazy, and you got the knobs, and you got all the different features you can use in one of those libraries. They make those, and they make them very nice. Very nice sound design team as well. Our heads over here came together with their heads over there, and it's been, I don't even know, it's been months in the making now. I don't know how, it's at least 3, maybe more. It's been months in the making. It's probably longer than 3 months, actually. It's been a while, though, and it's going to show. Like I said, this is SSO Pro Drumz library for Kontakt. Now, in here, you have, 808s, kicks, snares, claps, hi-hats, all that types of stuff. Anything, percussion sounds, sound effects, all types of stuff that fall under the drums category. Many of these are very rare drum sounds that not many people have. Also, many of them are completely custom and new, edited, layered. A lot of them also are taken directly from some of my top-selling beats that have done the most sales for me online, like the hardest snares, some of the hardest kicks, 808, stuff like that. I went in and directly took out because I was like, okay, we've done drum kits in the past, of course. We've done some Kontakt library drum kits. Or drum libraries. We need to make this one. What's going to set this one apart from the other ones? Like, what's going to make this one that special? So, of course, the sounds in it are going to have to be the core of that. And then around that also, you have this amazing, crazy-looking user interface, which you can see right here. And you've probably been able to see for a while. I'll pop it right there in the video editing. Of course, we're going to go over here to the screen. And I'm going to do a quick demonstration of it. Now, I cannot demonstrate too many of the sounds in this pack because of the fact, I'm just going to keep it 100% honest. Some of you might go and do this, which is a bad thing to do. I hope that you don't. And I wouldn't think that most of you would, because most people watching this are probably avid supporters of IndustryKits and myself in the whole grind or die movement. So I wouldn't think you would do this. But still, new customers come, all the time, and who knows what they would do. When it comes to demonstrating a preset bank, say, and, I come over here to the screen and I'm demonstrating and I'm playing the chords and I'm playing the leads, that sound is coming directly from my computer and you can hear it in top quality. Now, you could go in there and take the audio from that, but you're not taking anything. You're just taking the chords I'm playing, like the sounds I'm playing. There's really not as much you can do with that. It's not on tempo. I'm just doing stuff. But with drum samples, you could go in here and take the kicks and the snares and stuff that I demonstrate. And that's not, hopefully you wouldn't do that. It would take some time and it's kind of stupid to do it. Go ahead and just buy it. It's not expensive, and have the full bank and the full experience. But that's why with drum packs, we don't usually do come over here to the computer and do a demo, but I still have to, because I have to show you the user interface. I have to show you the features such as note repeat, which is something so many of you guys have been asking for. I've even been asking for it. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, where you could just open up a snare or open up a hi-hat and it's laid across the keys in Kontakt, but then also you can turn on a note repeat option, and you know say one key, you can just hold it down and just then you hit the next key and it's, you know what I mean, like to do easy rolls and easy breakdowns. And so we finally have that. We have filters. We have all types of effects and things you can use inside of this library, which will also let you take a sound and completely mold it into your own sound. So say you take a snare from this pack and you start twisting knobs and you turn it into a whole new snare. So I will go through some of the sounds to demonstrate it for you, but I'm not, of course, going to keep on going through a whole bunch of these different sounds, because I don't want anybody to go in there and just take the audio, rip the audio or whatever and do something stupid like that. But you'll already hear just from the whatever I open up, I'm just going to open up random sounds and you're going to hear like, oh, these are some top-notch quality drum samples. This is a top-notch quality user interface. A lot of time, love, and effort was put into this product, and I'm very happy to bring it to you all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. You heard me? Woo! Alright, what's good? Okay, so now we are on the computer as usual. As you can see, mate. Crikeys, look at that beauty! Look at the beauty! No, but for real, this thing is amazing, man. I mean, look at it, dude. This is gonna make you, just looking at it, it's gonna make you want to make beats all the fucking time, dude. Like, it's just so dope to look at. I mean, it's simple, it's clean, it's not too much colors, but it's got that neutral gray tone, but it has a bunch of nice, vibrant colors to it that kind of look like neon LEDs. And now I know looks aren't everything. Of course, the sound matters more than anything, but when you have the looks and the sound, man, it really does. I'm sure you probably know, it really does impact the workflow of producing. As producers, man, we sit here at these desks for hours and hours, sometimes all night, all morning, whatever, and we're making tracks and we're listening to the same track over and over while we add things. And, you know, it can get kind of boring, or not even boring, it can just get kind of tiresome, you know what I mean? So when you have nice visuals too to look at, you're using a nice DAW, you're using nice looking you know, programs, you know, everything just kind of makes it that much better and that much easier, and actually makes you want to, at least me anyway, like I get excited about having something that not only sounds good but also looks really good. And, you know, I get excited about going in here and messing around with everything. So anyway, into the demonstration. As you can see, as soon as you pull up something, so as usual, you would go to your files menu up in Kontakt. Then down here, you would see all your everything that you have. You would click into the SSO Pro Drums folder. Then you would click Kontakt Instruments, and you'll see you have 808 claps, hats, hits, kicks, percussion, sound effects, snares, and vocals. Also, real quick, I saved the exact numbers, and as you can see right here, the exact numbers, there are 90 kicks, 92 snares, 46 claps, 52 hi-hats, 61 percussion sounds, 21 808s, 16 sound effects, so rises, drops, explosions, whatever, and 16 vocals. A nice amount. And in total, there is 505 megabytes, 400 drum sounds in all, 505 megabytes. That's really big for a drum kit. That's enormously big, actually. You know, most drum kits, you don't really need that many sounds, but this one we wanted to, you know, throw a whole bunch of stuff at you. Also, or let me open up a sound. Also, like, I'm just going to click into 808s. Boom, I'm dragging in the first one, which is called Spartan's 808. And as I was going to say, also in the future, we plan to maybe release expansions for this. So, because the user interface and everything is so down pat, instead of trying to release like a new, drum library all the time, we can, use this one for a while until we feel like improving and the technology improves and we can make a new interface as well. But until then, we might release expansions like a EDM drums expansion or a new trap drums expansion, and you just take that expansion when you buy it, drop it into this folder, and now you have these sounds and they'll open up right in here for you. So that's a good thing to have. This is going to be a good investment. It's not just something that you're buying right now to use until you get tired of all these drum sounds. We're going to keep on bringing you fresh supplies of stuff to drop in here and to keep you going for a long time. Not that it would take you a while to get tired of all of these sounds in here though. Now, looking at the main page, this is the main thing that opens up. You know, it has the Superstar O Grinder Die logo, Pro Drums. You've got your reverb, you've got high pass, low pass filters, you've got tape saturation effect, you've got delay and echo effect, lo-fi effects, compression, transient master, so your sustain, your attack, your input, your gain, your tuning knob. So if you want, you know, say you open up like, let me open up a snare instead of this because it would let you hear it better. Let's see, open up a snare. It was just this first one, 1800 snare, just the basic essential snare that you would want to have, but it's been mixed and compressed and made. So anything also in here that you might already have heard of or have, because there are some essential drum sounds in here that are just needed to be in like every kit really. Even those will be even more high quality than ones you have or the ones you've heard, and they've been edited to where they will cut straight through whatever mix it is or whatever beat it is you're using, which is something all of us need. But for instance, like say you can see the tuning is down on this one. So, you know, obviously if you want, you can come in here. When you first open up a sound, if I play across these keys, let me mute it though. I forgot how we had to do it like that. So if I play across these keys, you can tell that it doesn't pitch, but you can do that. All you have to do is scroll down here and there's a whole nother window. Click note repeat down here and a whole nother thing pops up. As you can see, you can click keyboard mode right here, this power button, and now everything's automatically across the keys. So you can do that, of course, but the more interesting thing is the note repeat. This is something we have all been wanting forever, especially for hi-hats and such. You just go here, toggle that to on mode, and now all that you can see right here too. We went ahead and laid it out to where you can see which key is hitting what step. So you can see you got a half step, a fourth step, an eighth step, and so on and so forth, all the way up the keyboard. And you can change these around. Right here, you're just on straights. You're not on like triplets or anything. But then this one right here, boom, you can go over here and it shows you under these are all triplets. So it shows you the divided. It shows you how they're divided. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. So now if I mute it, now that I have the note repeat activated, we could go in here and mess around. Of course, that's probably going to be even more useful with a hi-hat, but snares as well. All types of sounds. You can make some crazy stuff. All you do is hold down one of these keys and it loops. You don't have to keep on doing it. You don't have to draw that shit in. It's going to save a lot of time, and it's going to make it even easier to come up with some crazy ass patterns like that. But what I was going to show you originally, let's turn that back off. Go back to the last screen. Is now if you use the keyboard mode like I showed you, it'll make everything automatically, you know, be up and down on all the different keys, octave. You know, you hit a different key, it's going to be pitched up. You hit a lower key, it's going to be pitched down. But if you use the normal mode, every key is just going to be the normal sample, and you can go in here in the tuning knob and just slightly tune the sound as well. Now, another reason this is good is because you can go in here, use the tuning knob, tune it, come down here, use some of the lo-fi knobs, use some of the tape saturations, maybe put a low pass on it and completely change this snare into something that doesn't sound anything like what it did before. And everybody's just like, damn, like where does that snare from? You know, people asking you whatever when they hear your beat, they're like, that snare is hard as fuck. Little do they know, it's a snare that they probably already heard. Like for this one, we've all heard this snare, but you can change this, the point being, into something completely different using all these crazy ass tools integrated into this user interface thanks to True Urban. Now, another thing that this tuning knob, as you can see, when we go back to note repeat, you have a tuning knob on this as well. So The reason that one is there, and as well, you could, I guess you could do it with the normal one too. But when you use the note repeat option, when you turn that on, we couldn't get it to where each key would be a different octave still. Like we couldn't have keyboard mode enabled at the same time as note repeat. So meaning every when you use note repeat, every key is the same sample. It doesn't go up an octave when you go up the keys or down. But an easy way around that, because we had to figure out some kind of way with the way the KONTAKT has its limitations. It was just coming into crashes and errors when we would try to use them both at the same time. But the easy way around that, as we all know, is automation. So most of the time too, you can just use, the same kind of sample. Sometimes you don't want to pitch the sample up or down. You want to use that same hi-hat sample. It just want to roll it, or the same snare. You just want to roll it. Sometimes you don't want to do some that are like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want to do all that. But when you do want to do that, all you have to do is record the steps, hold the keys down, whatever you want to do. So, and then go and automate this tuning knob. So you would set an automation to the tuning knob and then just mess with it. Just put shit up and down, and then there you go. So for instance, I'll kind of do it right now. And as you can see, this tuning knob is just for when you have note repeat activated. And as you can see, if you really paid attention, the tuning knob too doesn't only make you be able to make basic snare rolls as you would if you just drew this out or did this by hand and then pitched some up and down. If you kind of heard it, that kind of sounded like a robot when I was like twisting the knob as I was holding the real fast keys, because the tuner is going to make it sound like whatever. Like, point is, you can do more than basic rolls with this now. You can do some insane sounding snare rolls, insane sounding hi-hat rolls by tweaking this and using and automating this tuning knob after you record it, or while you do it. If you want, some people, you might be able to automate the tuning knob to say one of your knobs on your MIDI controller. So while you're doing the pattern, you're turning the knob at the same time, and it's recording that automation as you go. You can make some really cool shit, man, like some really dope stuff. So, let's go out of that snare and open up a hi-hat, for instance. And we'll just open up whatever, just random. Everything in here is dope, so it doesn't really matter. Every effect has on and off little buttons. As you can see right here, it's pretty small, but boom, on, boom, off. Turn the delay off and on. Turn the saturation off and on. There's the levels. You can do so much. Just the point, I know I'm saying it over and over. You can do so much though in this thing. It's crazy. You can make some cool stuff. So let's go ahead and here. Let's put a little reverb onto this hi-hat. Let's tweak it a little bit, and let's see if I wanted to do a hi-hat roll and kind of tune it and automate it, what it would sound like. Point being, you could do some insane shit. I'm just sitting here messing around. There's not even a beat playing or nothing, but that would have sounded pretty dope in a beat. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much just, I just wanted to kind of go over some of the features with you. As you can see, I'm pretty sure you guys by now are already pretty pumped up about this thing. You probably not, I don't know, you might not even be watching this anymore. You're probably watching it in the background. You probably went and bought it. For the price, man, the amount of sounds, the as you can see, the interface you get, the controls you get, it's insane, man. There's really some dope stuff in here. There's really, and even beyond the sounds it comes with too, the expansions we plan for the future. And just, yeah, there's 400 sounds in here, but really it's, you know, that's a lot, but really it's way more than that. It's pretty much unlimited because you can go in here and just mess around with this stuff and make it a completely different sound. So to end this video off, I'm just going to kind of go through some of the sounds, some of the kicks, a couple of each category, and let you hear the quality that is included. And then I'll wrap it up. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go through too many because there are people out there who want to ruin the party and they're just going to take the audio, which is stupid because they don't get all this other stuff. But, you know, so we got to try to keep it to where they're not getting too much if they do want to do that. Also, a lot of the 808 samples have been stretched out, and most of them are pretty long, so that when you go in the high octave keys, they still give you a nice amount of room to work with. Some of them are going to be short, but sometimes there's not ways around it sometimes, because if we get a really nice sample that we can edit and make into some crazy shit, it's hard to kind of stretch that out without losing the quality. Real quick, I wanted to show you, you can put tape saturation on these 808s in here, and it beefs it up just by clicking power. And no, I did not, as you can see, I didn't switch to a different 808. I didn't, you know, change anything. All I did was turn on tape saturation and turn the gain up a little bit. And do you hear how much different this 808 is already? We haven't even messed with nothing else, and it's already a completely different, dope-ass sounding trap 808. I'll go ahead and show you off and on again, and then I'll just continue to go through some sounds. I just wanted to, again, show you how crazy this is, that you can just make something, you know, take one of these samples, use it as it is if you want because it's already dope, or just mess around in here and make something completely different. You might be sending me a beat critique for like the Producers Monthly or whatever, and you're like, yo, here's my weekly beat critique, and I might be like, damn, what is that 808 from, bro? That shit is crazy. And you fuck around and be, oh, actually, it's your, you know, from your thing. I just went in there and did my own thing with it. So that's one of my favorite features about this thing. So again, I'll play it without and then with, and then I'm just going to go through some of the other sounds. You see what I did there? I made a dope ass dark sounding synth that you could do. Look, it's not even a synth. This is a clap, as you know. It's a clap. And I'm just using the note repeat on a very fast key. And then I'm using that tuner knob to go way down and slowly moving it up. And it sounds like it's like a, you know what I mean? Like some type of crazy, dark, like evil synth. You know what I mean? You put that in the background of a beat, of trap beat or something. And people are going to be like, damn, that is a dope ass sound, bro. What VST is that synth from? And you just sitting there like, yeah, I don't know, dog. I forgot.
Dig this.
As you all can hear, there's a whole bunch of sounds in here. Like I said, I was only wanting to go through a select amount of them just randomly. I can't go through them all, of course. There's 400, and plus, the more I go through, the more people can just rip. Luckily, some of these sounds that I went through are just sounds that some people probably have. They're just the essential sounds, but they've been mixed and made the cut-through mixes even better. But there's just tons of sounds in here. Like I said, many of them are pulled straight from my own beats that they're already mixed. They're pulled right from my track outs. From some of my top selling, most popular beats that I released online. A lot of them are rare sounds that you drum samples that have been mixed and molded that you rarely ever hear or never have heard. Many of them are also custom made, custom layered, and molded in here so that when you do open them, you know what I mean, and you come over to this, you'll already see a lot of the knobs are on, a lot of the stuff is already kind of pre-tweaked, and you can kind of go in there and figure out what it's doing and mess with it. This is SSO Pro Drumz. Sorry that this is such a long video. I just seen it's 27 minutes long, just this part. But I like to give you guys the most information I can, and I'm super excited about this release. Hopefully you guys are too. I'm gonna, honestly to God, be using this all the time in the majority of the beats that I make in the future that need some kind of drum sounds, because I can just easily pop it open, and even if I don't feel like tweaking around and you know, making something from scratch, there's so many dope sounds in here, especially ones that I've already used and I like, whatever. Just go in here, pull a kick out, pull a snare out, pull a sound from each category, and there's all the drums I need in my beat. And I can sit there and easily play them across the keys, do the rolls, do the note repeats. And yes, so stay tuned for more expansions and more updates on this in the future. Hopefully you guys pick it up. If you pick it up, leave a comment below and say what you think about it. Maybe even leave a link to your SoundCloud or something to a beat you made using it, like maybe like your rolls. If you did something real creepy and crazy like how I did with the clap rolls going up, I'd like to hear, you know, and I'm sure other people might like to hear some crazy type tweaks that you did with one of the other sounds, and you made some kind of crazy sound that doesn't sound like that, like how I did with the claps. So yeah, IndustryKits.com. The link to it is down in the description as usual. And this is, you know, just a one kit release. Usually we do like 2 at a time or 3 at a time, whatever, and that's that for the month or for a few weeks. But this one, I wanted it to be a big release, all about this release, and get as much information out to you guys as I can, because a lot of time and effort and, you know, love and care and thought went into this. And it's not just a simple thing where, you know, you think, hey, you know, they just kind of made the images, made the design of it, and then they slap some sounds in there. That's not how this works at all. Like, you know, the coders have to go in here and make every single one of those knobs work right, do the right effect, work good together. Just as I said before, like if you go over to the note repeat section, we couldn't make it to where keyboard mode would stay on while note repeat was on, because it would cause, you know, the coding would cause errors and the crashes, and KONTAKT just wasn't capable. So we pushed KONTAKT to its limits to bring you this as far as for this type of thing. Of course, KONTAKT can do all types of stuff. But as far as what this type of, you know, module and this type of, you know, drum library, we did everything we could do, and more stuff will be coming in the future. Once again, thank you all for watching. IndustryKits.com, Grind or Die. Go pick this up and add it to your collection. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Go pick that shit up. I'll catch you guys next time. SSO, peace out.